Hey everybody, here's a video for a really easy printmaking activity that you can do at home. Usually in school right now we would be learning about printmaking, but since we're not together, you can totally practice this one at home. All right, let me share screen. And real quick, here we go. Maybe. Okay, here you go. So printmaking is a type of artwork where you can make more than one copy of things. You can print like a stamp kind of and make many copies of your artworks. Hokusai is a printmaker and his wave painting is in my classroom at school. The kids will probably recognize that. MC Escher does lithography, which is a really complicated printmaking technique, but super cool results. Andy Warhol is a screen printer. If you have like a t-shirt with a picture on it or something, it's probably been screen printed so they can make many, many copies of that t-shirt design. And then this year we usually get out our rubber fish and practice some goitaku. Goitaku is Japanese fish prints. Japanese fishermen would catch giant fish out on the ocean and want to brag to all their friends about how big they are, and they had no way of documenting or recording their fish, so they would rub some ink on the fish, make a print of that fish before they would cut them up to eat them for dinner. So they would have a documentation of how giant their fish was. Here's our supplies. Lots of stuff you probably have at your house. Aluminum foil and paper, washable or water-based markers, a wet paper towel, and then pencil and Sharpies. Don't need pencil and Sharpie, but if you have them, that would be helpful. Okay, let's see. We're in. Okay, so I'll do a fish because I'm sad we're not hanging out with the rubber fish lately at school. And all we need to do is on a piece of aluminum foil, where I'm going to draw with a Sharpie so you can see it. If you want to draw with pencil, that's fine too. If you draw with your water-based markers, it will probably smear when you go to color in. That's the main reason I'm using a Sharpie for drawing. So real simple fish shape, nothing too difficult, so we can get to the fun printing part sooner. We'll give him a top fin and a couple bottom fins and a fin out the side too. Draw a curved line for his face. Okay, and then I'm going to color in with washable markers, water-based markers. Some of mine say washable, but some of mine don't, and they still work. So I think any kind of washable or any kind of water-based marker will be good. So get your markers and color in, and I'm going to fast forward so I can get my coloring done too. Okay, once you have your foil fish or whatever it is you chose to draw all colored in, then you're going to get a white sheet of paper and you have to make that piece of paper wet. I'm going to use a wet paper towel and I'm going to be real careful, but I'm going to slide that paper towel all over my white paper to make sure it's so wet it looks shiny. You need that paper to be good and wet because it's the water that's going to take the color off of your aluminum foil to your piece of paper. And then I'm just going to flip my aluminum foil picture down and put it against that wet paper and rub really good. Rub everywhere. And try not to let it move. When I peek under, I can see it's come off. I know I can lift it up. And then I've got the print off of my foil onto my piece of paper. So you'll need to let this dry before you draw on top of it, like I did this guy. I'll use this one that's already dry, and I can go and draw details. There you go. There's how you do a fish print at home. Okay, and in a couple weeks it's Mother's Day, and I made a Mother's Day card kind of the opposite as the other one. I drew on my paper with a Sharpie first, and then I printed over it. So here's what I have here. I wrote with a Sharpie and colored in with crayons. And then when I wet my paper, I've got my aluminum foil here, colored with water-based markers. It looks like a starburst, like a tie-dye. And then when I flip this one over and print right on top of my Sharpie and crayon drawing, it'll make my paper look like it's tie-dye. That would be great for moms. Again, peeking to make sure. I lift it up. It gives your paper the look of tie-dye. So cool, right? Okay, so share any masterpieces that you've created and have fun with foil printing.